I pitched the pilot story, and everybody bought in. And then I wrote the pilot script, and everyone at the studio loved the script. And then we turned it into the network, and they loved the script. But they had a couple notes, and they weren't all small. One was that they wanted a new plot because they felt it was too much. They didn't like the fact that it had too much of a premise, like Sinclair was moving in. Moving from Minneapolis was part of that original pilot, if I recall. And for some executives at the network, the character of Maxine Shaw was a little intimidating on paper. So that was a tougher note. And I was young enough, naive enough, and bold enough to say to take Max out of the show is to take a big part of me out of the show, and I'd rather not do the show at all. So they let me figure out a workaround, and the workaround was basically for me to have Maxine Shaw, who was an attorney and could afford her own apartment, live across the street and come over all the time and get more comedy from the fact that she was always there helping herself to their food, their closets, their ex-boyfriends, whatever it was. Max was just, she just became like bolder and funnier as far as I'm concerned. So it was a good compromise for them, a good creative exercise for me. I also had, I basically doubled down on my determination to get it done. And I was also only given 2 weeks to rewrite that pilot to still be in contention for the pilot season. So at some point, I stayed up for like 3 days straight, and my cousin, one of my inspirations for Sinclair, who was living with me, came to me and said, "You are brain dead right now. You are physiologically brain dead. You need to go to sleep." And my boyfriend at the time, Kyle, came and said, "We're laying you down, sweetie." And they put me down in the bed and put on Tchaikovsky, and I took a nice nap. And when I woke up, I got back to it, and I met my deadline, and the show got picked up.